Hello everyone, it's very good evening. So let me start the session. Okay, good. Okay, in last session, what we have discussed, we discussed about so related to partition and clustering concept, right? Okay, so that's fine. So now today, what we will do is we will discuss with so data loading part related to AWS. Okay. So don't worry here. So we should not have any specific knowledge on AWS. We need to know the terminology. Okay, I will explain it here. Here, okay. So before when we load the data, what we have done? So we load the data from so file to stage and stage to so we have loaded to the table. So when your file is available in our local system, first we loaded the file to the stage area. So once, so it's loaded to the stage. So then what we have done? So from the stage, we loaded to the table, right? This is the process what we have done. So now, so when you are implementing this, so in this particular process, so what we required is now, so our file is not available in your local system or on premises. Now your file is available in cloud location. Cloud location. It can be anywhere. It can be AWS cloud or Azure storage location or your GCP. So any place if it is available. Now, so how to pull the data to the stage, and from the stage, how we are going to load the data to the table. So now this process we will see, so how we are going to implement it. Approach and everything, it will be the same for AWS, Azure and GCP. There is no difference. Okay. So but only one thing is when you are creating integration object, there will be a difference. So we will discuss that. Now before so going to implement this, so we need to know the terminology here. So when the file is available in cloud, AWS cloud, so it will be available in, so we'll call it as a S3. We'll call it as S3. This is related to the storage. This is related to storage. Okay. So within this storage, S3, that is a services, within that you will have a bucket. You will have bucket. Bucket means nothing but you can consider this as a drive. In our system, you have a drive. Within the drive, you will have folders. Folders. Within the folder, you will have a files, right? Generally, in our system also, you will have a drive, D drive or so E drive. After that, you will have a folders. You will create folders, separate folders. Within the folders, you are going to place a file, right? Same thing. So here, the drive we used to call it as a bucket, S3, and then bucket, and then folders. Within that, you will have a files. Okay, this is related to S3. And so when so inbound system means who is sending the files to us when they are keeping in AWS so S3 location. So who is going to keep that, right? Who will have the access? That we will call it as a role here, right? That is role. So AWS ARN role. AWS ARN role. Okay. So when you have a file here, so this one, so what we will pick if you have in your local file, we will pick a path, right? Here, this file, you will have a URL. This is completely available in the cloud. Suppose if I kept some files in a Google Drive, then that will be a URL, right? That will be URL if you want to access that. The same way, the here also you will get a URL. Okay. Now, one more terminology is here when you are interacting with AWS and Snowflake, AWS to Snowflake. So you need to create integration object, integration object, storage integration. We used to call it as a storage integration. So this is nothing but the communication between AWS to our Snowflake. So when you are building a communication, so we need a integration object. It's kind of permissions. So AWS side, we are agreeing that Snowflake, so this user, this particular role, so it will allow. From Snowflake side, we are agreeing that, so whatever the AWS role, and then so whatever the file, so you are sending, so it will accept. So both the ways. So we are building a communication. So this is thing what, so you are going to create integration object. So this is a communication between AWS and Snowflake. Okay, so now, so let's see how the data looks like in AWS and where it will be available. So when you observe, okay, so we have some steps. Okay, if you want to create on your own, so you can follow these two documents to create AWS account. So it will be just, you need to go step by step. That's it. Account will be created. Only the thing is, when you are creating this account, you need to give your credit card details. Okay, and it will be created, it will be debited some account, some amount, like so very minimal charges will be there, so around, so $2 something. So and then it will be recredited to your account, so in one day, within 24 hours it seems. Then you are going to create, so when you follow this, you can able to create a free trial account. Select the option called the basic plan, free trial account. This account you can able to use it for, so 1 year with limited services, whatever the default services they are giving. So for the cloud platform, you can able to work with that. So now already I have created an account. Once this free trial account is created, then what you have to do is, next step is, you need to create roles and then bucket and then policies. This is important. S3 means, so this is related to storage. Here you need to create a S3 bucket. Same, follow that. And when you are giving the bucket name, give some unique name. Same name, if already exist by other users, it will not accept. Always it should be unique. It means when you are creating your email ID, new email ID, if someone is already using, then you cannot able to create, right? The same way here, you need to create a unique bucket details here. Then so remaining steps is common. So then you have to go to policies once the bucket is created. So then, so this is policies. Policies, you are going to do it in a IAM. The thing is IAM. IAM means identity and access management related to policies. Policies will be updated here. So identity and access management. So this identity and access management, so what you have to do is, you need to create a policies. So when you are creating policies, you need to click on the policies, then you need to add this code, whatever is available here. Then here you need to add a bucket name. Once you added the bucket name which you have created in above, so then it will be created a policies here. So once the policy is done, so then you are going to, so create the permissions. You will give the permissions for that. So when you are giving permission, just select these options. Here you can able to, so give this one. Just a minute. Yeah. See this one, Amazon S3 full access. Okay. So then once it is done, then you can able to use this bucket. So with these policies, right? Okay, so these are the steps what you need to do, so to create a account. So it will take half an hour, cannot more than that. So you can so try it to create a account, so by using the steps. Okay, so now let me log into our AWS console, AWS. Console is nothing but AWS platform. Now click on, I will log in and then I will show you what are the things it will be available. But so here for practical, so to implement the things, have created an account. So we are doing everything here. But when you are working in project, so it is not our responsibility. Okay. So you will have a team for AWS. They are going to do all these tasks, whatever the things we are doing now. So for AWS, everything will be done by separate AWS team. Okay, so we no need to bother about this, but you need to understand terminologies. What is S3? What is role ARN? What is integration object? What is IAM policies? Okay, so why it is required is when you are uploading the files. So when you are accessing the files, you need to request AWS team to send ARN details and then location details. The location will be URL, right? These details, so you have to ask. Once they send, you need to create a integration in between AWS and S3. This one will be done in our snowflake only. Now so let's observe this. Come to this account. So here, see this one, you will have in this AWS, you will have n number of services will be there, but we don't require all the things. So only S3 scalable storage in the cloud. This is related to storage, and then IAM. So IAM, identity and access management. Now, if you come to S3, so you can able to see bucket. This is a bucket. Snowflake AWS 23 is a bucket. And these are the folders. See this one, CSV folder, right? We have a file, and then JSON folder. These are the semi-structured files, JSON and Parquet. We will discuss in the next sessions. These are the files. Now, whatever the files, folders available here, these folders available in this particular bucket, Snowflake AWS bucket. And if you go to the CSV file, if you want to see what is the file format here, okay, so you can click on this and you can go here and then query with S3 select, query with S3 select. When you scroll down and then run query, observe this one, this is the data, right? This is the data now. See this one, this is the so data which is available. So this is comma separated delimiter, comma separated delimiter, and then so you have a columns. This is the format it is showing here. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so this is so in AWS, what exactly we are going to do in Snowflake. If you want to pick the file, whatever the file is available here in this particular folder, this health CSV file, we need to pick it from AWS location and we need to load it into our Snowflake tables. This is our requirement. If you want to do that, so how to implement that, we will see now. So now let's connect it to this particular schema. Okay, and what are the steps you have to perform is here, come to this, the steps, this one, AWS steps. See this one, these things when you are creating, so till here, when you are creating AWS account, these things anyway we are not going to do, right? We are not going to do. AWS stream is the responsible, so they will place the files here. What you need to do is we need to create a integration object. First step, once you created a integration object, then you are going to pick the external IDs user ARN. Then you will ask AWS team to update IAM trusted relationship policy. This is done by in AWS team. After that, same thing, we can create a file format. We can create a stage and then we can load the data from stage, from our external stage to the snowflake tables. This is the process. Now observe this one. So what is integration object? Let's come, just observe the same approach. We are going to do it for AWS, Azure, and then GCP. There is no difference. Only details will change. AWS details, Azure details, and then GCP details will change. The process and approach is everything is same. Now we are creating a new table based on data what is available in our the cloud location in this particular location. So how we will come to know what is the structure of the file? So how we will come to know data types of that file? So we will get it from the team. So who is sending the files to us? They will give the format. So what is the data types and how many columns we have? Now the file has been, table has been created. See this one, the table has been created. Now what is the next step? We need to create integration object. Now creating integration object, just observe what all the details it is going to ask. This is the syntax to create integration object. Create or replace storage integration. You are going to give integration. It's up to us. We can give any name here. Create or replace storage integration and then integration name. And observe that type equal to external stage. Or it is telling type equal to external stage. And storage provider equal to S3. S3 is the storage provider, right? And then enable equal to true. This is fine. And storage AWS role ARN. These two details you required from AWS team to create integration object. What you will do is you will request send me the storage role ARN details, storage allowed location details. It means where our file is available. Okay, based on this, you are going to create a integration object. These details from where AWS team will give is click on IAM, AWS role ARN details will be available here. See this one, role ARN. Come to the role. This is the role, Snow AWS role, and then see this one, ARN details. This is related to the role details. Click on this. It is nothing but in our Snowflake also we have a roles, right? The same way here also in AWS they will have a roles. This is the roles details. Okay, role details. Next thing what we required, allowed location. Storage allowed location means where your file is available. Now let's come here. So this particular thing is available in S3. S3, if you come, and it is available in CSV bucket, right? CSV folder. Sorry, not a bucket. Click on this. See this, copy S3 URI. When you copy S3 URI, you are going to give this is the location details where your file is available. This is the location. So this is the storage location. So this is the role ARN details. These two details we will request from AWS team. They will send the details to us. Once we receive these details, we are going to create integration object. Now observe this one. What we are doing here, I'm changing the role according to ours, and then copy this one and just observe this. Now let's run this one. Observe this. What I am going to do is we're going to create integration object. Now let's run. You run this. S3int successfully created. Right? It's created. Integration object is created. So once this integration object is created, what is the next step? So you need to pick external ID and user ARN details. This one, once you create integration object, you can able to see so these details here. Now let's come to this. So describe integration. What is the integration name? We created this one. Observe this, what it will give us. This is the next step, what you need to do. What you have to do it here, it is displaying details related to integration. See this storage allowed location. This is the storage allowed location. Then AWS IAM user ARN. This is the user ARN details. Then this is related to role ARN. This is related to role ARN details. The role which you created, so which we have accessed. And then external ID. These two are important. One is external ID. This is the one. External ID. Let me copy it from here. External ID. This is external ID. Another thing is come here. User ARN details. User ARN details. Now let's come here. This is the user ARN details. Okay. These two details, once you create integration object in Snowflake, we will get these two details. These two details, what we will do is, we will send back to AWS team to update their policies. It means what we have done in integration is, so we are allowing this role and then we are allowing this particular location from AWS in Snowflake. Okay, this is a role, this is a location. We are allowing from this location, we are giving a access in Snowflake. Same way, what we need to do is, we need to give the access. So in AWS also, we need to give the access to our Snowflake, right? For that, this is the, so external ID details. This external ID related to your account. See this one, this is the account details, right? See this same account details. Yes, so Snowflake role something, so unique number it is generated. This is external ID. Another thing, this is related to the user. User is nothing but Snowflake 5. This is the user here, right? So this user details, so it has given it here. Okay. So now these two things, you have to send it back to AWS team. What they will do is, they will come here. You will tell that update relationship policies. Come to IAM here. See this one, trusted relationship, edit, edit trusted relationship, and this is external ID. Copy this from here. This is edit. Okay, let me copy from here to here. We need to change external ID. And then what about the user ARN details? This is related to user. Other one is related to the account. This is the user. Now we are telling to, so this particular trusted relationship policy, so we are so telling that this external ID related to this account allow in AWS. When this particular account is accessing from this user, so allow in AWS. Now update. Updated policies has been updated. This is the next step what you will request. These details done by AWS team, right? So not by the our Snowflake developers. Once this is done, then they will send a communication to us. Yes, the policies has been updated. Once you send the communication, yes, policies has been updated, then only you are going to create file format. stage, and then copy the data from stage to the table. Is it? Okay, so understand. Now let's come here. What you will need to do is, now we will create file format. What is the file format here? This is comma separate delimiter, right? So we saw that file, right? When you are creating file format, so this is, so let's say CSV format, and then field delimiter. So field delimiter comma, and then skip header 1, and then so empty field as null equal to true. So these are the default thing. So what is this? Field delimiter 1 and CSV. Just we are creating a file format. Now when you create a file format, so file format will be created. The next thing is which stage you are going to create. This is named stage, right? Named stage, when you are creating with URL, you will call that as external stage. You will call that as a external stage. Now observe this one, create or replace stage, and then we are giving stage name extcsv stage. So this particular stage name, and observe this, most importantly, you are giving URL. When you are using put file command, put file, and then we will give the path, and then we will load it into the specific stage, right? Internal, so stage like so table stage, user stage, if you remember. So initially what we have done, and so named stage, we will give that, we will create a name stage, we will give the so name stage details here. So it's a completely, so it is URL. Now this is external stage. This is external stage. We can call this as, so named stage, when you are working with a URL, this is external stage. Now, okay, where the path, the file is available in AWS S3, right? This path is, we picked it here. This is the path, right? In this particular path, our file is available. So this particular file we have to pick, and then we have to load it into this particular stage, right? This is the path. Okay, so once, so it's created a stage, it is going to pick the path from this particular location, and then it is going to place that file into this particular stage area. It means it can able to access this particular stage directly. Okay, so now, so when it is creating the stage, see this storage integration we are giving. Why you need to give the storage integration? In this storage integration only, we have given a access, right? Specific to this integration, we have given the access for this particular role and then particular location. So we need to give integration. Then the file format. This is file format. Now let's observe this. When we are creating a stage, what is happening? We are creating a stage here. Now the stage is created. Once the stage is created, what you can able to see in the stage? In a stage, you will have the path. So this particular, so path location, so access, you can able to see the data in, so this particular external stage. From this particular path, it will pick the file, and then it will so give the access to this particular stage area. So for this particular location, so if you want to see that, what you will do, list the rate, sorry, at the rate stage name. This is nothing but a named stage, and then we can use. So when we are discussing name stage, we discuss, right? Named stage, we can use it for internal as well as external. When you're creating a stage, so then this will be a named stage. Now observe this one. You can able to see the file which is available in this particular location. The file is available. Okay, so once the file is available, then what you are going to do? So then, so you need to load this particular file into this particular table. right? So whatever the table we created. Before that, one interview question here. If you want to see the files, what is available in the stage? Nothing but files. Sorry, not files. If you want to see the data, what is available in a stage? What is the process? In a stage, so you can able to see the file is available in stage now. If you want to see the data in a file directly, so without loading, before loading the data to the table, we didn't loaded any data here till now. We didn't use the copy command, right? See this one. So there is no records. If you want to see that, what is the option is select, so $1 from stage. This is the stage, right? Directly you can able to see it here. Now just observe this one. When you run this, select $1 from stage, observe what you can able to see. See this, you can able to see the data, right? Directly from your external stage. But we didn't loaded any data. So this one will be, so the stage it is accessing. But what we need to do, we need to load the data from this particular stage to this particular table, to this, but that is the intention, right? So whatever the data is available in this particular S3 bucket, the files we are loading into, so this particular table, this is the table. Now when you are doing that, what you have to do is we need to use a copy command, copy into the table from stage area. Let's come to this one, copy into table. See this, copy into the table. This is the table from stage. What is the stage? This is the stage, external CSV stage, and the non-error equal to continue. Let it be. So when you are giving a stage, what is available in a stage? You are telling that in this particular CSV stage, it is using integration object. This integration object, what it contains? This integration object contains the permission to access this role and this location, right? This integration object is having permission to access this role and this particular location. So then what it will do? So it will give the access, and then it will so accept this particular file format in this particular location. From this particular path, it will pick the file, and then so it is giving the access to this external stage. You can able to see the files. So once so you have done this, so copy command, so it's already having a permission, right? Nothing but integration object we created. Next we updated these policy details in IAM. In a role, we have updated the policy details here. Once you update this policy details properly, it is not by us, so generally it will be done by AWS team. So once they updated properly this policy details, then only you can able to so run this, then only you can able to create a stage, so you can able to see the file, and then you can able to load the data. Now observe this one, what you are doing, copy into table from stage area. See this one, from the stage area. So now we have loaded, clear, right? So one file what you have loaded. See this one, 73 records. Now suppose this is, what is this one, comma separated delimiter file we have loaded. So we can able to see this. Now suppose, so if you want, so load another file from the CSV. Suppose, so this is CSV comma separate delimiter. If we keep, sub, let's say pipe delimiter file. Now this is, so whatever the file is available here, this is a pipe delimited file. If I want to upload this particular file, whatever the file is uploaded in AWS, it is available in AWS. Then, so how to handle that? Now let's come to the same location. Observe this S3 and CSV. Go to the CSV folder, and in the same CSV folder, we'll upload one more file. add file, and let's come to our CSV, sorry, pipe separated. This is the pipe separated file, pipe delimited file. Then click on upload. The file will be uploaded here into this particular location. See this one. Now both the files already available, right? So this is a CSV file, this is a pipe file. Already when the file is available in the same location, already you created an integration object, right? For this particular CSV location. So no need to create again, because if you describe here, see this one, allowed location. In this particular location only we have file, but when you are loading, so this is not a comma separate delimited file. This is pipe separate delimited file, right? Then what you have to do is same way. What you will do? Let me open it in your worksheet. Let's connect it to seconds text. From here, no need to create integration object. We can use the same integration object. Thing is, this is a pipe separate delimited file. Instead of comma, just give pipe. That's it. And then create a file format. So CSV underscore, what I will do is P. New file format we are creating. Okay, file format created. Next, what is the step? The stage, right? When you are creating a stage, so before that, let me show you. This is a stage, and this also I will give it as a P. New stage we are creating. So the same stage, the file will be available. Path is same, right? But in this path, how many files we have? Two files. But which file you need to load it into this particular stage? The pipe file, right? So let's come here. If it is multiple files available, if you want to load specific file, copy the specific file details, come here, and when you are giving this, here you are going to give the specific file name. See this one. Now what will happen? This particular file, specific file, healthcare pipe file, loaded into this external stage by using same integration object, because integration object is allowed location is same. Now observe this one, it's done, right? Then, so what is the next step? So you need to load this data, right? Before loading the data, where you have to load? You need a table structure, right? So then only we can able to load. So let's create a table structure for the pipe. Come here, come to this. We are going to create a table structure. Now the table is available. So one is for CSV, another one is for pipe, right? Okay. Now in this particular stage, you have a file, pipe delimited file. If you want to check that, so what is the stage here? This is the stage, right? List at the rate stage name. Now you can able to access. See this one, healthcare pipe CSV. This file we can able to access. Now observe when we kept the file, this date it is showing here, right? Okay. Now the file is available. You have access to the file. Then what you can do? You can directly include the copy command. So right, copy into the table. So from this particular stage, this is related to file format what we have created. Let's come to this. We change this according to this one. What is this? Pipe table name. This is the table name. Copy into the table from stage. So what is the stage here? This is the stage, right? This is the stage. Now, so if you don't think we have any errors in the pipe file. Now let's observe this. When you are running this, what it will do? It will load the data. Pipe Okay. Now let's run this with on error equal to continue. So we have some file format issues, it seems. Let's run. It's not loaded any data, right?
Sir, I think CSV file format, we have to mention it, right? When we create, yeah,
Latest page. Yes.
yeah,
Thank
here
you.
format.
File format is different, I have mentioned.
Yeah.
That's why it is not allowing. Let me recreate it. Thank you for that. Recreated. Now the same, this is fine. Okay, now let's run this. Observe this one. Okay, see this. Now it is loaded. So how many records loaded? This many records loaded into 75 loaded into this particular pipe file, right? So this is the process. So what you need to understand here, just we need to understand terminology, what so AWS will do. So from our Snowflake side, what we are going to do. From our Snowflake side, what we have done, we will created an integration object, right? And then, so here, if you observe this one. So first table structure, we created an integration object. To create integration object, what all the details we required? We required from AWS team. So role here and details, allowed location. Once these details you received, once you created an integration object in our Snowflake, then you are going to required. So this external ID and then this user ARN details. So these are the location details. So now come to this. These are the external ID. This is the user ARN details. These things we required from so integration object once it is created. These details what we are going to do, we will send it back to the AWS team to update trusted relationship policies. Once they updated, then you can create a file format, then you can create a stage, then we can able to load the data. Once the policies is updated, then only you will have permission to access. Okay, so these are CSV files, right? CSV file like comma and then pipe delimited files. In the next session, what we will see is if it is JSON file, how to load. That is a semi-structured files. That will be a JSON, and then another one will be a Parquet files. In that particular situation, so how to load. So we will so see that in the next session. Okay. So any questions here?
Sir, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes. Tell me.
Yeah, so actually, AWS is also a cloud provider and Snowflake is also a
Correct.
cloud provider. So why
Mm.
are we using this data, like storing the data in both the platforms?
No. So AWS is a cloud provider. So
Yes,
cloud platform provider, correct?
yes,
So
yes.
from the AWS, suppose let's assume that you have AWS account. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have, so in organizations, you don't have this AWS S3 data in the table. So in
Okay.
AWS, what you have, the just a files available here, right?
Yeah.
If you want to access this in a table, so why we are loading into our Snowflake? What is the purpose here? So we are loading into the tables, so to see the data like this, right?
Okay.
But in
Okay.
the
In a
file, you
structured
cannot
format.
able to see that, right? In a structured format.
Yes. Okay.
Everything is available in a file format here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
These things, so we are going to load it into our Snowflake in a structured format.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
Sir, I think when we
Yes.
create
Tell me.
the table from
Mm,
the external file location for
mm.
the CSV file, I think the status is partially loaded.
Yes,
Uh,
that is
do you know
because of
what's the reason for it?
we have two errors there.
Oh,
Okay, so that's why. So it didn't loaded all the 75 records. It's
uh-huh.
loaded only around 73 records, I think. See this one, 73 records loaded because of the
Okay.
file format issue. So the data
Uh-huh.
type issue, there two records has been rejected.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi Dinesh, I have a question here. So
Yes,
can't
yes.
we load two formats data into the same table? Of course, we have two stages, right?
Correct. No, not possible. That is a different format. Pipe separator is a different format. Comma separator is a different format, right? It
I
will
agree
not
that
allow.
we have
Mm,
created two stages for the
mm,
two different
mm.
formats. In order to load it into
Tables.
the table, nowhere given the format, we need multiple stages, right?
Mm, true. So what will happen here is, suppose if I have both the files in the same stage area, what will happen? One is comma separated delimited file will be there. Another one is pipe separated delimited file will be there in the same stage area. If you're using the same stage area, then when you are picking this like this, okay, what will happen? It will try to pick the both the files. So if you don't mention any pattern command, then what you have to do, if you have one is a comma separated, one is a pipe separated, then we have to mention pattern command here, and then we need to specify the file name, right? So to make sure that, so each and every stage we have a separate files, and then so without using a pattern command, if you want to use copy into the table from the stage area, so we need to so handle separately. You can able to do it, so both the files you can able to keep it in same stage, but when you are picking that, so you can pick by using the pattern command different file option. If you don't give the pattern, what will happen? It will try to upload both the files into the same table, then the file formats will be different, it won't accept. Okay.
No, my
Mm,
question is,
mm,
can we load data into the
mm,
same table? Meaning I have two stages having two
mm.
different formats.
Yes,
Can
yes,
I
we can able to do
load
that.
into the same table? Okay.
We can do that. We can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, fine, guys. Thank you. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.